So what did Shinzo Abe mean for India? Joining me now, Gautam Bambawale, former Indian ambassador who served in China, in Pakistan, in Bhutan, has tracked Japan closely. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Bambawale. Shinzo Abe, very special relationship with India, with Prime Minister Modi. How do you see it? Do you think he, in a sense, recrafted Indo-Japanese relations, which is why his passing away seems to have left this great vacuum and an enormous impact, in a way, on India too?
You are absolutely right, Rajdeep. Post 1998, when India tested its nuclear weapons, there was a very cold relationship and a cool relationship between Japan and India. But that changed when Shinzo Abe became Prime Minister for the first time in 2006-2007. In fact, his visit to India in 2007 and his speech at the Parliament of India, which is titled The Confluence of the Two Seas, was so well received in India because it was the forerunner of what is now today called the Indo-Pacific. And in the Indo-Pacific, both Japan and India are very important players, and Shinzo Abe believed in strengthening the India-Japan relationship, which he consistently did, both as Prime Minister and even when he was not Prime Minister of Japan.
You know, you mentioned, Mr. Bambawale, Indo-Pacific. Many would say that Shinzo Abe was the one who wanted Japan to play a leadership role in the Indo-Pacific, a pacifist constitution post the Second World War. He tried to amend that, sought the militarization of Japan. As a result, seemed to find himself in some kind of conflict with the Chinese. Would you say that is correct, that he actually wanted to challenge Chinese supremacy in the Indo-Pacific?
Well, what I would say was that under Shinzo Abe, Japan did see that it needed to strengthen itself in order to stave off or keep off any threats to its own national security. And therefore, Shinzo Abe, as leader of Japan, as the Prime Minister of Japan, as the former Prime Minister of Japan, did work to strengthen Japan's own self-defense forces and its self-defense capability. And I think any leader of any country that becomes one of his major tasks, and therefore we cannot hold that against Shinzo Abe. We must accept it, and we must understand why it was necessary for Japan to...
In that sense, Mr. Bambawale, would his enduring legacy be his efforts to establish Quad, the alliance of Japan, India, US and Australia? Would you see that to be his more enduring legacy?
No, I think he leaves behind two important legacies. One is, of course, what is called Abenomics. You know, the whole effort by Prime Minister or former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to revive Japan's economy, to ensure that it continues to grow at a fast speed. And he was pretty successful at that. On the other hand, there was also the other part of his legacy, which is to strengthen Japan's self-defense capability and also to work with other partners, including India, in ensuring self-defense. So I think both these aspects are very, very important as part of Shinzo Abe's legacy.
One final question. Let's return to the Indian equation. Do you believe that a post-Abe Japan has placed these relations, that the relations are now in such a strong place that even a post-Abe Japan will see a further deepening of ties between India and Japan? Would I be right in saying that?
Yes, absolutely. I think that legacy endures. If you just look at India-Japan relations or Japan-India relations, I think all prime ministers following Shinzo Abe have continued to place emphasis on building a stronger relationship with India. And that is something which will continue irrespective of who's the leader of Japan or who is the leader of India.
Gautam Bambawale, for telling us why Shinzo Abe meant so much to New India in a way. I appreciate your joining me here on the news today. Thank you so much.